blessings, Macon County. It is such an honor to have each and every one of you here, for this is our second event. We were waiting on Dr. Hurd to come to bless the food. But as you all know, the family has had some very weird awakening incidents. I don't know if most of you know he had a mild heart attack. His wife also. So I had seen them earlier, and the plan was to have them come and bless the meal. So instead, we're gonna request one of our lovely lovers of Tuskegee, our commissioner, Mr. Maxwell, to do that for us, please.
Let us pray. Father God, as we gather here at this time and this place, Lord, we pause to give you thanks for just the opportunity to gather here. We come right now, Lord, asking that you would touch each and every heart who's here. And Father, we ask that you would bless this food, that it may be nourishment for our body. We lift up the hands of those who had any hand in this preparation. We lift it up to you right now. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Again, it is a great honor to be here. For most of you who do not know me, I am Tia. I am the founder of BABI, Bibs and Blankets International. It's an organization that started really from, and it's incredible. I called a few people these past couple of days because I was really emotional. It's Ramadan for us, so we've been fasting. But I've been extremely emotional in the preparation of this event, and it didn't occur to me that it's been 11 years since my mom passed away. So it's really incredible to be able to see this dream come true. I think she would have been really proud as her only daughter. So again, thank you. It really does take a village, and I come from a village, and being here is an example of a village, and we have so many village lovers, and it's such an honor to have each and every one of you here. But we're here today to honor the young people in the community. Macon County is such an exceptional community, and there are so many negative things being told about our community. So we here at BABI are going to dispel all the myths about Macon County, and we're going to be part of the legacy of making it great. So we are going to request for one of our esteemed Honorable Tony Haggard. That's Mayor Haggard.
Good evening. To Tia, Lady Tia, Miss Tia as I call her, it's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. I think the key thing that I look at and I'm excited about is an opportunity to celebrate our young people. And not only celebrate our young people, but to celebrate those who are working with young people in this community. Because that's so important for us as we build and rebuild our community, as we look toward our future. It is our young people, as we often say. But seeing it and interacting with them and interchanging with them is a different thing. We have to listen, we have to talk, we have to encourage. And it takes nothing else. I don't care how much money you spend, how many gifts you give, it's nothing like giving time. And that's what you're doing here this evening. So I thank each and every one of you, as she has, for being here. I thank you for what you do during the weeks and during the days, because it's time, it's care that's most important. And you've shown it by what you do in working with our young people. We've got to set examples for them. We can't talk about what we need to do. We have to show them what we need to do. We can't talk about not cursing each other out or battling each other or disrespecting each other. We have to show them respect. We have to show them the opportunity to hear each other and to learn. And we have to show them love as we love each other. I don't care how much we differ with each other. I don't care what side of town we come from, what part of the county we come from. I don't care how much we differ politically. I don't care what church you come from. We have to heal and mend those differences that we have so that young people understand there's a way for us to communicate. There's a way for us to exchange with each other and to go forward. Yes, you have ideas, I have ideas, we have concerns, but it's about us building our communities and our families. Our families are the strongest things that we have. I'm appreciative to be able to be a father. I got a lot from my family. I got a lot from my mother and father, a tremendous amount, and other relatives. And we have to share with each other. So thank you all for being here. It's a great program. It's a positive program. I remember some of the days when she first came here and she and Umar wanted to do some things. We're trying to help as much as we can. And the thing I can say about her is she's very, very patient and persistent. And we really appreciate that. It takes that when you're trying to do something serious, when you're trying to do something with young people. So I want to encourage each one of us to pledge to start working with young people as much as we can and pull in others. We're going to try to put together some kind of task force to work with young people, because as you say, there's some negative things happening in our community. We've got to cut down on some of that. We're losing too many people, and it's happening too often. It's because the only thing that some people see is an immediate reaction and not talking to each other. And sometimes it comes a lot easily for young people because they're at a heightened level, they're at a younger level. We've been there before. We were more rapid in our responses. But some of our seniors and our older adults and our mature adults, we've got to share how to deal with some things. How to take a moment to go by yourself, or how to grab a friend and take them to the side. We got to do that. If we don't do it, things happen because we don't act. So I appreciate each one of you for what you do every day. I appreciate you working with me in the job as mayor of the city of Tuskegee and working with the chairman of the Macon County Commission and Councilman Lee and our other council persons. We're going to do the best we can to support in whatever we can, whichever way we can, what the young people are doing here that is positive. We're going to do whatever we can to put in check anything that's going on that's negative. Because we cannot allow those who are out of balance to disturb classrooms, recreation, and other situations. What we want to do is pull them to the side, give them a little counseling, give them a little help. So we've got to work together to improve our situation. I'm so appreciative of what you do and the organizations you work with, because it's a great thing in Macon County, and we need it. So we're very blessed to have you and what you're doing, and we thank you.
It's a real honor to be here. So we have Mr. Muhammad Ali, and it's the young Mr. Muhammad Ali. We have to honor him first because he has to go to the mosque to break fast. So we're going to have this exceptional woman who is really incredible, and anyone who knows about children, you have Sister Hamima, who's been part of the community, assisting and helping the children. So if you can please come up. Also, the food has been blessed, so please go ahead and start your salad. And as we go along, we'll get you started. So I saw that there's a table that doesn't have it. We'll make sure that you guys get salad as soon as possible.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasant, a blessing to be here today. Our organization, I'm actually with the Family Preservation Agency, and I live in Bullock County. Do a lot of work with youth. As a matter of fact, I am employed by Auburn University. I work with juvenile sex offenders, and it's not as bad as it sounds. It's sometimes just kids experimenting. We just have to take care of our young people. It doesn't take a lot, some attention to just say something good. You know, a lot of times we focus on the negative, and then we see them doing something good, and instead of raising or holding them up for that, we talk about it's about time you start doing something, because you're usually blah, blah, blah. And then they turn off and they stop listening. So it really is something that we have got to become more astute at doing, to praise and make a big deal. See, when they get positive attention, there is no need for negative behavior. A lot of misbehavior with little children is attention-seeking behavior. And if it's attention-seeking behavior, all you have to do is ignore the silly, ignorant, non-harming behavior, and it goes away. And then you pay attention, you make a big deal out of the good stuff. Oh, I was so proud of you. You made a B? That's awesome. Last semester you had a D. I'm so proud of you, so-and-so. Did you hear you made it? Praise me more. I have a book called Poetic Parenting, because parenting has been the biggest joy of my life. And there's a poem in there called Praise Me More. And the book is written from the perspective of the children. So if you can imagine yourself hearing what the children would have you say, or hearing what the children are thinking. So it came about because when I would be out in the grocery store or wherever and I watched people interact with their children, I noticed a lot of negativity. So I know better than to say to a mom or a dad, don't call him those names, because you know what that would bring in our community, right? So instead, I pretend like I'm the child and I say things like, don't hit me, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just curious. Not talking to the parent, I'm just giving a voice to the kid. And nobody seems to be offended when I did that. So then I thought, well, maybe the idea of the book should be to give a voice to the children, represent the children. So my memory's not what it used to be, but here it goes. It's called Praise Me More, and this is where I got the idea for that. This is a child, imagine a child telling the parent, a lot of what I do, you need to tell me, so if you think I do things right, you need to let me know. Whenever I displease you and feel disgrace, in a minute it's on your face. It seems I get much more attention whenever I am wrong because you yell and argue with me for so very long. And though I get your attention when I do things very well, it seems it takes much less of your time as far as I can tell. So wallow in praising me when I should earn a prize, and be brief and to the point when you criticize, because I would do most anything for your attention and affection. Vital ingredients that lead me in the right direction. That's all the children are saying. Pay attention to the things I do that's good. The things I get the most attention for are the things I'm going to do most often. I've heard parents calling children names that in public for a little insignificant behavior. And when we keep doing that, after a while, nicknames, I have a poem about nicknames too, that we have to be careful what kind of nicknames we call people, call our children. I've heard parents call their kids niggas so long, I think they thought that was their name. But when we keep on with the name, I've met kids named Pig. What's your name, Pig? I said, how do you spell that? P-I-G. I said, that's not your name. That's what everybody calls me. Why? Why would you give a child a nickname Pig? And now he introduced himself as Pig. And you all have heard others worse than that. And the children own the names because their parents call them that. So they no longer introduce themselves with the names on their birth certificate. They introduce the names that they're called. Anybody want to volunteer some names that you've heard, some nicknames? I saw a hand in the back. Yes.
Red.
Red?
When I went to kindergarten, the teacher asked me my name and I said Red.
Wow. Yeah. Yes.
My little cousin, his nickname used to be Osama. He was just that bad.
Wow. He couldn't have been that bad. I'm not believing that. But that's what we told him. You so bad, we just gonna call you Osama because we expect you to be blowing up something soon. And then when they do it, we act like, I can't believe you did that. You can't? Because you're the one that started calling me that. Yes. Did I say another hand? Anyway, you all get the idea. Parenting is the greatest blessing that we could be bestowed with, to have a little mind to shape and form and hopefully to carry on some of our hopes and dreams. And so I just want to encourage you all to be kinder and gentler to our kids. We know that adolescence is a trying time. As teenagers, people are trying out new things. I actually do an analogy between the 2-year-old and the teenagers. 2-year-old, terrible twos. I was teaching a class and everybody kept telling me their kids were going through the terrible twos, and I said, well, there's no such thing. And they're like, yeah, it is. When they're 2, they're terrible. You can't tell them anything. They're always off the chain. They're doing things they're not supposed to do. I said, the 2-year-old don't really, plan and plot to do things. Like I hear this parent saying, I can tell when she's getting ready to do something because she gets to looking at me with that eye and I'm like, get out of here. I can imagine a 2-year-old plotting like that. So this poem is called Terrible Twos. Imagine the 2-year-old again talking to you because all the poems are done from the perspective of the children. I'm not terrible, I am 2. I like to try on everyone's shoe. I love to run and jump and play. I love to have things go my way. I'm not bad, I'm a busy child. Though to you my game looks wild, I'm trying to do things by myself. If I climb on that chair, I can reach the shelf. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think I do. I'm always looking around for a clue. I need your patience going through this stage, because for me also it's a difficult age. Is that true? Now imagine the teenager. This is my poem about teenagers. I actually call it Teenage Twos, because they have a lot in common with 2-year-olds. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Now here's your teenager talking to you. Remember about that difficult stage when I was in that 2-ish age? I need your patience once again. I have to keep up with the trend. I'm not a child nor an adult. Life is confusing and difficult. First you say I'm like your baby, and then first you say act like a lady, and then you say I'm not your baby. I don't know what I need from you, except to pick up from my clues, to ask me questions that encourage thought, and avoid talking about what you wish you never bought. I still need your help and love and care, to be there. Oh, my memory again. Remember, let's think about when you were a kid. I'll grow up, I'll change. It's not as bad as it seems. Teenagers, adolescents, go through similar things as the 2-year-old. It's a struggle for independence. What makes the 2-year-old so challenging for some people is because they are trying to do it by themselves, because they have now figured out that I could walk by myself, I could think a little bit, I could climb on the chair, I could reach the shelf. I don't need you to do that. I think I could do it. Now, I haven't figured out the science of the weight in the chair, and if I step at the wrong part of the chair, the whole chair will flip over. But I'm getting ready to figure it out. And so you're thinking I'm terrible, and all my behavior should be saying to you is, wow, he has an awesome brain. He's thinking about this thing, he's sizing it up, he's figuring it out. Now I need to be there and watch you try to climb on the chair so that I can prevent the chair from turning over. But I don't need to tell you that you're bad and you're hard-headed and I've been telling you this over and over again, because that doesn't help me. So if the people outside of our home is always putting our children down and telling them they're not smart, and the people inside the house telling them the same thing, why are we confused about why adolescents are always in trouble? Where is their support system? Who supports them? Who tells them they're great? Who tells them they're wonderful? Who's there to talk to them, to explain to them whatever's going on? Who's there just to listen? Because most of the teenagers I work with, they say, if they could just listen. You start telling them about your opinion, they start telling you what all you don't know. Well, how do you know what to tell me if you don't know what I'm thinking? Because I don't get to say nothing. Can y'all tell why teenagers love me? Right, Muhammad? So we've been doing Islamic youth retreat for the past 15 years or so. We haven't done it in a few years. I lost my sister while I was at the last retreat, and I was working at getting back into it. But it's open to everyone. It's usually for children between 13 and 18, and then our kids kept wanting to come back, so we don't tell them no, we let them come back. So it's been my pleasure to share my poetry. Yes, I'm waiting for Watia's direction now. Muhammad Ali, do you want to come on up here? Muhammad's been to our retreat. I've watched him grow up a little bit. A lot. Wow. gone since the last time I saw him. And today she has the Lord for you somewhere. She's doing everything. It's my honor to present to you the BABI Youth Village Award for dedication to community service.
I've come to realize, since I've been in Tuskegee, which has been about 5 years now, these people, a lot of the people like Mayor Tony Hager, before he was mayor, he put me on a lot of opportunities, and he got my talents out there, sort of. I do a lot of public speaking, and I thank a lot of the people in Tuskegee because they have helped me form into who I am now, and I'm still growing, of course. So to get an award like this, it's always good to be representing the community, but the people that look for recognition, they're not the people that get recognized. It's the people that continue to do good that get recognized, so I do thank you.
Right.
It's really an honor. One of the things about the Village Award is that the Village Award is based on the people in the community who watches and sees the things that are being done. And as he said, that was one of the main reasons why the BABI decided to have the Village Award. Because when I came here 5 years ago, Miss Tracy Moon was like an angel. Judge Tiffany Cole was so inspiring. Then I met Miss Joyce on my birthday this year. And I just turned 44. And what I'm realizing is when you're in your 40s, you actually start to live. Like, life begins at 40. So whatever anyone tells you, life really, really begins at 40. Because you know what you like and you know what you don't like, and you know what you can, so it's like incredible. So that was the incredible thing. On your program that we finally got because of our dedicated team. I have such an amazing team that I don't really know who the team members are, but the ones who are close to me, they're like exceptional. But in the program, you'll see that it's based on ages, so from 12 to 26. And the main reason why we wanted to do that was because 12-year-olds feel that they're adults too. And when I was growing up, if you were 25 and you weren't married, you were considered to be an old maid. And so I made sure that I recognized the 26-year-olds. So it's an honor to have you in our community and to have watched you grow within those 5 years. In the process of trying to get this event together, I try to reach out to every single organization, because the goal for the BABI Village Award is to be able to have this award to recognize every single people in every single aspect of the community. So every time a different organization have an event, we would like to know, and we would like for them to honor someone within the community. So when it comes to community, on your program, there's a couple of people who are going to be speaking that wasn't on there because it was such a rushed situation for us. But Miss Roberta Crenshaw is one of the people. Her name's not on the program, but she is an exceptional lover of Tuskegee. So, Miss Crenshaw? No.
Thank you. I came to Tuskegee in 1982, and I'm still here. I worked for the Department of Corrections for 23 years, and I'm an emotional person because I worked with our men that were incarcerated. And I want to say that what my friend is doing and others, we have to start with the children. I'm also a mother of 3, 2 dead. My son was murdered in 2009, and then I had one murdered in 1970. I have one surviving son, and he's awesome. But I think about what we're doing in the community, how we as parents, because I'm 69 now, and I think that I've been given a second chance to get out there and start shaking some bushes, so if you see me coming, I'm coming for you. Because it takes a village to raise a child. And Tuskegee can have, Tuskegee is your time, that's all I can say. What we're going through, it's your time. And we as parents, uncles, aunts, grandmothers, and all, we have to celebrate our children. And like she said, we give them a hard time when they do bad, you know, but sometimes that bad can be into good. You have to support your children. And let's support each other. Groups that are helping, we need to get together. I belong to 4 or 5 different organizations. I just started that 6 months ago. And each one I talk about the other one. We have to get together as groups and in the community and save our children. Because I promise you, you don't want to get that phone call. I don't know how I got so strong, but when my son passed, I made up my mind, the 2 individuals that did it, they did go to trial, they got 18 to life, but they were out on parole and they didn't have any jobs. So that's what I taught in the prison, jobs and reentry. So I do it for my son because if they had had jobs, he would still been with me, and I know that's what he wanted to do. So please, let's support our children. Let's give them jobs. As soon as they can get some working papers, give them jobs. Yes, ma'am. But most of all, give them love. Thank you.
How's everyone's night going now? The food will be ready soon.
One of the amazing things about Macon County is that it's a spiritual place. So it being a spiritual place, spiritual things happen. And this is Ramadan, and we're at the last 10 days of Ramadan. And so with that being said, there's a few people that when I came here, I was amazed at how they were. That's Dr. Etioni. I never pronounced her name correctly. But she has been part of the PTA. When I first came here, I had a child in every single school, so I saw her everywhere I went. And that's by default when you have 8 children. And so she was flawless. She was everywhere, but she never complained. And I would see her pick up Capri Sun packages from children when we had an event at the school. I saw her everywhere with the students, with the teachers. And it always amazed me. And then I found out she was a doctor. I was like, wow. And so it showed that you can be humbling, you can be assisting the community. You don't have to have a big title and big names, and you just have to be a good person. And so she was one of the most beautiful people that I met, and it was about her patience, just how patient she was. And that's how it is here, so many incredible people. So I'm going to introduce you, each and every one of you, to my wonderful friend.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everybody say, what's up? Thank you for that wonderful introduction. As Tia said, I am Dr. Athema Etioni, and I enjoy helping where I can. I appreciate everyone being here, and I want to say a special thank you to Tia for asking me to speak today. Doing some last minute running around, so I apologize that I'm kind of in the middle of the program instead of in the part where I should have been, but the main thing that we're highlighting today is our youth. And with that highlight, I want to bring special attention to the theme, It Takes a Village. And it really does take a village to raise a child. I think somewhere between the 1940s and 50s and today, the 2000s, we've lost some of the village that used to take part in raising our children. You know, nowadays, you know, we walk around and we see a lot of youth that could definitely benefit from the guidance of some of our elders. You know, as we walked the years before, you know, I'm speaking as if I'm an old person, and I think in some ways that I am an old person. You know, I'm 40 as well, so I guess this is where life begins. But, you know, looking at the little people, you know, you had the neighbor looking after the child. You had the mom, the cousin, the aunt, the grandma, the other neighbor. And, you know, if a child did wrong, it wasn't just the parent that got on that child. It was everybody that child knew. And it may not be forgotten for, you know, years to come. Do you remember when you know, took that from such and such and such? Don't you do that again. And so by having that type of voice from everyone that the child knew, it was more of a reinforcement that said, hey, you need to behave yourself. And it was a constant reminder that we need to behave ourselves. And so I want to encourage everyone to, you know, tap that you know, young man on the you know, shoulder and say, hey, put your pants up, you know, or the young lady, you know, your bra showing kind of thing, because these are some of the things that got lost in translation. So, you know, growing up, I've done some of this and that, and you know, I've volunteered in classrooms and zoos and so forth, and you know, being a first grade TA was one of the hardest jobs that I've ever had to do. I did that when I was in college. And during that time, there were, you know, some children that were, you know, well-behaved. You always have those sets of children that are well-behaved no matter what the environment they're in. And then you have those other kids that, you know, they need a little bit more encouragement, and then they can do just fine. Then you have another group of children that kind of do their own thing. It doesn't matter what kind of guidance that, you know, the grown-ups are trying to give them, but they don't listen. So, you know, with the encouragement from the community, then they may actually start to listen. So I remember this one child, you know, he was on a behavior modification medication. I'm not going to, you know, say his name or the medication, but when it wore off, it was like his whole facial feature changed. It was like, you know, and he was just, he threw desks and he, you know, talked back and he did all kind of things. And it's like somewhere real early, some of this could have been headed off. So, you know, if earlier on we can talk to our youth and say, well, hey, let's correct that before they get to the age of, you know, 5, 10, 15, and talking back to, you know, elders and things of that sort. So, you know, as I've grown up, I've seen that, you know, the age that people used to become parents, they're now becoming grandparents. And, you know, it's scary because the younger we are, the less mature we are, the less we've learned, the less we've come to understand. And, you know, now we have children raising children, and I try to, where I can, help where I wanted to help. But you can only help those that want to be helped. So what I want to make sure that everybody knows is that sometimes people don't know they need help. You know, if I need help, help me out for sure. You know, I'll be the first one to say, thank you. You know, I appreciate that. I appreciate you looking out for me. But, you know, I've talked to a couple of, you know, children about how I heard them talking to their parents or heard them talking to, you know, their elders, and then the parents look at me like, who are you to talk to my child? You know, it's like, whoa, you know, I was just trying to, you know, help, you know, and you know, sometimes people take the help and say, oh, hey, it's not necessarily a good thing, but, you know, I think it is a good thing for people to understand this is not how you should, you know, act in front of people. This is not how you should talk to people. This is not how you should respond to people. There was a poem that my daughter, Naila, she and her classmates recited at the graduation or promotion ceremony. She came out of 6th grade just this past May, and I would like to invite her up to say this poem just because it's very strong poem.
Your Dreams Come True by Helen Steiner Rice. Often your tasks will be many, and more than you think you can do. Often the roads will be rugged, and the hills insurmountable too. But always remember, the hills ahead are never as steep as they may seem. With faith in your heart, start upwards and climb to reach your dreams. For nothing in life is worthy, is ever too hard to achieve. If you have the courage to try it, and have the faith to believe. For faith is the mover of mountains, there's nothing God cannot do. So start out today with faith in your heart and climb to your dreams come true. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I kind of put her on the spot. I didn't tell her I would call her up here for that. But I just wanted to also say that I'm so very proud of her for all of her accomplishments and everything that she's done. You know, throughout the years, she's just kind of done her, you know, she's just been doing herself, and she doesn't understand that being herself is awesome. And, you know, sometimes we don't understand what effect we have on people. Like when I met Sister Tia, I was like, wow, wow, wow. And she's like, wow. So, you know, one person is that other person's awesomeness. So, you know, as I've watched her grow up, you know, she learned to read before she could walk. She was potty trained before she was 5 months. And, you know, she's just gone on from there. She knew how to write and read before she was 2. And, you know, she's continued to just grow. She's been active in the community, in community sports, you know, playing soccer, baseball, basketball, football, which is soccer, also with her brother and her sisters at the table as well. And they've also been active in the schools. So Naila was this year's Student of the Year from Tuskegee Public School. And she was the head greeter as well. So she was active in SGA, the Science Club, the Journalism Club, the Greeter Organization, to name a few. And she's performed with Capoeira, Alabama, in both Auburn and Georgia. And they've taken trips to Columbus. And, you know, she's only 12, but she's just getting started. She's a second-year member of the National Elementary Honor Society. And she was actually the Master of Ceremonies or Mistress of Ceremonies at the event as well, to induct other members into the Honor Society. So I'm so very proud of you, my biggest girl, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. And I just wanted to say thank you to Tia for allowing me this opportunity, and I want to say congratulations, you earned an award. Okay, so at this time, I would like to ask if Dr. Robbie Flowers may come up, please, to present the next Village Award.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Ms. Rosemary Wright, she could make it tonight, and the faculty and staff at Tuskegee Institute Middle School, we would like to extend a hearty congratulations to Miriam Williams. She's done an outstanding job at our school. She's definitely a stellar student, and we definitely love her to death, and she comes from a good family. So congratulations, Miriam Williams. Is she here? Come down. Let's give her a round of applause. She's an outstanding student at TM's. As she comes down, we would like to thank all of the community members, as well as BABI, for partnering with TIMS. And please don't forget about us. Our next school year is coming up August the 10th, so it'll be here before you know it. You look beautiful in your purple. Congratulations. Is there anything you would like to say? It says here, Baby Youth Village Award presented to Miriam Williams for dedication to community service, presented on June 17, 2017.
That's my baby.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mom.
We would now like to ask Mr. Guy Jamel to come up and introduce the next awardee.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Since we are celebrating the youth, I wanted to have a little special presentation for a couple minutes to talk about one of the reasons why I celebrate the youth. And one of the main reasons is he's actually sitting here at this front table. Mr. George Paris, as a young person, made history by protesting and standing up for our rights as black people being able to be treated equally under the law. And as a result, I think there was an arrest, there was a lot of protesting, a lot of walking, and even helping to organize some of the first protests against Bloody Sunday in Selma. And if I could just do a couple of technical things. And I need your assistance in this. We're going to make this interactive. And one of the reasons for this is to make a statement that history begins in making. Those of you that don't have food in your mouth, I'd like you to, can everybody say that? History begins in making, okay? And everybody know who this is, and I know the person on the camera knows. Lewis Adams, that's right. The one that brokered the deal to be able to have a school here in Macon County. As a young person, he grew up on a slave plantation, but he ended up learning several languages, several trades, and he started teaching other people in the community, he and his wife. And then he brought this person here. Anybody?
That's Booker T.
Booker T. Somebody, young person again, 20-some years old, about to open a new venture, and started a school with basically just a salary and a shanty, and then grew it into several thousand acres and all the different trades that were taught there. This young man, 1896, all right, George Washington Carver. Remember, what was he called as a young person? 8, 9 years old, the plant doctor. He had already mastered botany, so he was actually helping treat plants in the area in Missouri. I want everybody to repeat, especially young people. Say this.
They can do it. I can do it.
That's right. Now, a couple others. Who are these young men?
Tuskegee Airmen.
And by the way, it wasn't just young men, it was young ladies also. Some of them were teenagers, some of them into their 20s. They all had college degrees, and because of that, they were officers. And the ones that were in Indiana at Freeman Field said they're officers, let's go into the officers club. Well, they were met at the door by some people that thought they shouldn't be there. Unfortunately, one of the persons put their hand on the man, and they were trained in the military to take people down, and that's what he started to do. Because of that, he got court-martialed. The rest of them mutinied. The rest of the black officers mutinied, and they didn't go to work. Because of that, all of them got court-martialed. Well, the result of that, the court case and everything, came to make President Truman put out Executive Order 9981, which ended up integrating the military, and that was what they used in Brown versus Board of Education. These young men changed the world with that. Who are these people? The Doors, okay. They were also known as the Black Beatles. Young people on campus, the Jays and the Mystics, and they ended up looking in the dictionary, came up with the name. Almost got called something that we used several times in the day, but they did decide to go to the next word in the list. And ended up, We Are the World came from them and on. But now I want to talk about some people you might not know about. But again, what everybody say?
If they can do it, I can do it.
We're looking to our young people to do this also. And why? In Macon. Anybody know this person? Osceola. The Uchis and the Creek Nation came, they called it the Nation, here in Macon County. And basically, they were the largest people group in Alabama at the time, before it was Alabama. And what happened, they had to take over the lands. When he was born here in Macon County, by the way, and on Ufahatchee Creek, but once he got up in age, he did not become a chief, but he eventually moved to Florida, became part of the Seminoles. Anyway, they were about to do the Creek treaty with the Creeks, saying, okay, now we're going to put you all on the reservation, and we're going to let you all go on and be free to hunt and everything. But he read in there also, it said that the blacks would have to return to slavery. The problem with that was he had 2 wives. One was Creek, one was black. He pulled out his knife and said, I'll never sign this treaty. And that started the Creek War because of Osceola. Anybody know this person? All these are from right here, Macon County. Okay, Alfred Tuck Holmes. He played a game, okay? One of the first, golf courses, the first golf course on any black campus was here at Tuskegee. And he played, he didn't just play, he really dominated the game. He whipped everybody in Ohio, whipped everybody in Michigan. Then he played, and for 3 years straight, he was the SIAC champion. And then he whipped everybody in the Southern League of colleges. And that's as far as we can go with it. But then he was a 4-time national champion. And this is before he was out of college, okay? So this is in his 20s, young people. Anybody know these people? By the way, that's the library on campus behind them. Okay. They whipped everybody. You heard about the Williams sisters. Before them was the Peter sisters, and they whipped everybody in doubles, period. And then I know you all know about, what's her name, Gibson? Althea Gibson. And here she was whipping everybody in the black college circuit up until 1947, where she lost, because in the finals, she met the young lady on the right in the finals, and she whipped her. She's the only black person to whip Althea before she went pro. And that's Tuskegee. They got full scholarships to Tuskegee, and they went all around. Gene Kelly, who would be like our Denzel Washington, used to come and play with him and watch him play up in Virginia. Anybody know this person? And this is the one a little on the left. Anybody know her? Y'all heard of D.C. Wolf in West Macon? Okay, well, this is her in college. This is when she's in the Zetas. And the thing was that she had gotten her master's by the time she was 22, And then she got a job at Tuskegee Institute, where not only was she teaching, but she was also over the elementary education program, which covered the outreach that they had to 46 different schools around Macon County. And she was also principal to 2 different schools at the same time. And later on she did a lot more because she ended up going back and getting her doctorate. At that time, when she came back, only she and the president had a doctorate degree. But again, if they can do it, what we say?
I can do it.
Okay, because history begins. All right, okay. Who's this? Y'all know who this is. The first person to get Olympic medal, the first black woman to get an Olympic gold medal, Alice Coachman. Well, I'm not going to talk about her because I know you know about her, but these are some of her teammates. The one on the left side, her name was Nell. Okay, Nell Jackson, and she became the first. Let's see. All right. Yeah, she became the first Olympic coach, first black female Olympic coach for, in America. And she went to Tuskegee. I think you see that on her. That's her. Okay, you might not know this person. I think Mr. Perez knows. He smiled. During his time working with civil rights, this young lady, Jennifer Lawson, and I'm bringing it a little bit closer to home now, she was out there protesting also. She went to Tuskegee. Then she got out of college to work with the civil rights movement full time. She worked with SNCC and the United Negro League of, let's see, what was that? United Negro Women's League, I think it is. And, but anyway, later on, she got another occupation. And by the way, this is her when she got arrested in Montgomery. I think that was during the time they protested Bloody Sunday. But, whoa. This could do that. All right. Well, who's this? Okay, do the young people know that or just the old people? Okay. All right. And who is this? Somebody said it.
Carmen San Diego.
Okay. Do any of the young people know that?
I'm young enough.
Well, who came up with that? Well, okay, actually it was Jennifer Lawson who became the vice president of something called public broadcasting. Anybody know about that? She's the highest ranked black American to have that, I mean, she received the highest office in public broadcasting of any black person. Okay. Now, anybody know these people and who they're, okay. Say it again. Anybody heard of that? You heard of Motown?
Oh, yeah.
Now, trivia question, and I'm thinking, oh, let's see if anybody knows. Anybody know who the president of Motown is right now? No, Barry Gordy is the founder. Who's the president? We've had several presidents. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, go ahead. Man knows. What's going on?
Hampton Marion.
Okay. Hampton Marion. Now, how is that related to Tuskegee? That's anybody ever heard of St. Joseph School, Catholic school?
Mm-hmm.
Goes to 8th grade. She graduated from 8th grade there. Young people, what they say? That's her name, Ethiopia, and look it up. She's also the vice president for Urban Records, by the way, too. What?
If they can do it, I can do it. Because history begins in Macon.
Well, let's say that again. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Okay. Okay, one more time.
If they can do it, I can do it. Because history begins in making.
Thank you very much. All right. Miss Gibbs. Shemaya. Okay. This award, and I have to apologize because I know the recipient of this award, Shemaya Gibbs, her grandmother just received some news from Atlanta, and I know she has to leave out for that, so she will be in the process of trying to get her here. But Shemaya has been ever since, she always says, she brags on the fact that she actually attended, she's 14 years old, but she already attended Noticeaga High School because she was there in, I think, the second grade, first grade. But she's been with us down through the years. She's continually had A's. She's been on the honor roll just constantly. She's in the Honor Society this year. She just graduated from, well, promoted from the 8th grade and about to go to BTW. She was one of the students honored at Tuskegee Public. When she graduated at 6th grade, she was already doing 11th grade work in math. And she, if you look on the website, Making Progress, that we've done through the Tuskegee Safe Haven, you'll see her on there. She was actually the team leader, even though she was one of the younger people on the team. And they have things on history, health, education, all the different churches in the county are listed. But she has constantly excelled. If you looked at the different parades, you would have seen her in the Dazzling Divas. She was the one that was getting every step exactly right. She ended up traveling to Washington, D.C. for the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. And it just kind of goes on and on. One of the highlights, which I know she would admit, is the fact that she was chosen at 9 to become Little Miss Amelia. And she could give the speech and everything verbatim. So she was a companion with Queen Mother Dr. Amelia Boynton Robinson all the way to even when they were going to get ready for the Selma walk across the bridge with Obama. They actually she and the rest of them spent the night in the museum there. But she, like I said, has just excelled constantly. She also has done community service work by bringing things on Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, to the different nursing homes, including the ones at the VA that go room to room, wishing each one season's greetings and expressing their love and appreciation for all that the veterans have done. So it just goes on and on. And then she's being raised by her grandmother, incredible woman, incredible family. And just say that that's one person. She really deserves this. And all I say, those at BTW, look out, because she's coming.
So please take this award for her on our behalf.
And she's planning to be a
Our next on our program will be our Honorable Councilman Chris Lee in District 1. This is my district. So please.
Thank you, Tia. Good evening, everybody. I think it's been said plenty of times tonight that it takes a village to raise a child. I don't think we can really say this enough. Hillary Clinton gets the credit a lot of times for this African proverb, But we got to get back to the origin of that village, of where that proverb came from. And we are that village. Each one of us plays an important role in raising and bringing up young people in this community. When I was young, you know, I can remember, I have so many fond memories of people in Tuskegee, what they meant to me, lessons that they taught me, things that I learned when they probably didn't even realize I was paying attention. And that's what we have to do for the younger generation here now. I'm very excited that we have this event today to honor young people, because so often young people don't get recognized for the great things that are going on in this community. After I graduated from Hampton University, you know, I interned for President Barack Obama during the first administration. I really felt that I had a calling in my heart to come back home to Tuskegee, try to make this community a better place. It definitely hasn't been, you know, as smooth sailing and as easy as quick of a job as that, you know, you anticipate before things are happening. But I'm very excited about the things that are going on and happening in this community. And this is one of them. Tia has been a passionate, and everybody here knows that because that's the reason you're here today. She has been dedicated, focused, passionate, and I'm just excited about the things that she has in store and also the things that she has done. So thank you so much, Tia. I just want to challenge each and every person in this room to continue to do what you're doing. I'm so excited things that are going on with our youth, the conversations that I'm just having in the community. I was at the fishing derby earlier today. Brother Saladin, we were there and we were just talking. I mean, it was just, you know, just regular talking, but just to hear some of the things that, you know, he's doing that I had no idea about lets me know that it's really going to be, you know, our generation. And I proudly say that's going to bring this community back to the prominence that it once had. And, you know, thank you everybody in here who is older than me. You know, we stand proudly on your shoulders. But, you know, it's time for us now to really take this thing to the next level. And so I would be glad to lead that charge for the young people in this community. I'm so glad to see students from Tuskegee University here because we really have to really bridge that gap. We have so many resources in this community that go untapped a lot of times. Every 4 years, there's just a cycle of new talent and new, you know, I don't want to say it to make it sound like, you know, talent, but truly it's, you know, we have to capture that while they're here in Tuskegee. And so, you know, again, I'm just excited. I'm excited about what this community has in store, what we mean to the world, but more importantly, what we're going to mean to the world moving forward. So thank you again to Tia and everybody who's here. And, you know, I look forward to the next event like this and the next opportunity that I get to, you know, talk to young people or anybody. Because, again, we are the future of Tuskegee and the world. So thank you.
One of the things is that, as you know, these things cannot be done unless you have a really strong family. So you hear the saying, behind every great man is a strong woman. Or is that how it goes? Yeah. Okay. Well, behind me is this exceptional man who keeps pulling my balloon down. And so he has to leave, so if you can come so we can take a quick picture with him, please. My one and only, Royce Martin. And before he leaves, last year we had Jonathan, so before we can take a picture with Mr. Jonathan Horn. Thank you. Mr. Horn was a recipient for January, and so I just love him. I love his energy. From the time I would see him every single place I went in Macon County. And so when we were coming together, Councilman Chris Lee was like, yeah, Jonathan, he's the one that has to be awarded. And so it's a real honor. And he kept telling me, okay, it's June 17th, right here. Everywhere I went, he was like, June 17th. So it's an honor to have you. Would you like to say something?
On behalf of this day, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and everything, and I love you. I know I'm back on the field and everything, and I love everybody. I'm not gonna get a word, I recognize I got everybody at the time, and I love everybody. Thank you, man. Another thing, happy Father's Day to all the fathers and our other kids.
So yeah, well, safe journey, and please be safe and come back home to us safely.
Thank you, everybody.
The next recipient is Aisha Williams. Aisha Williams, can you please come? The person who honored her is not here tonight, and so I have the honor. I had the honor to listen to Mariam get her award, so I have the honor to. I'm so proud of my daughter, and actually, this is a good time for Colonel Flowers to come up. We are recognizing the drill team for the exceptional work that they did this year. And so we have a certificate, a BABI community certificate for every single member on the team. And based on just, hopefully next event will be so much more prepared and more together and more beautiful. And so the certificates will be ready for you and the whole team. But this is an opportunity, and one of Aisha's coaches, she wrote a letter of recommendation for Aisha, and it blew me away how exceptional every single one of the children are and how they're just so unique. But she said that the moment that she met her, she knew where she was going. She was persistent. She has been on the National Honor Society. She's on the track team. She's just an exceptional young woman, and so it's a real honor, and I'll pass the mic to Colonel Flowers.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud of this young lady. She's part of the drill team. I've asked Clay Bass, would you stand up as well? He's a member of the drill team. We only have two members, two male students. Part of the drill team. You know, I read the program that said it takes a village to raise a child. I'm going to extend that. It takes a continent probably to raise a child. Now, black male. And I say that reluctantly because every time I turn the TV on, I see a black male sometime in a negative way. And I know we can do better. We are better than this. I'm a product of Macon County. I finished D.C. Wolf and Tuskegee University. And I'm proud to be back home working with Macon County. I've been here Booker T. Watch for 24 years, and I've been retired for 24 years. I'm still in this uniform now for 48 years. And so it's about time for me to retire the uniform. But I pass it on to people like Aisha and Bass, those people who are able to carry on the legacy. Because we do have a proud legacy for Macon County. So I'm proud to be a member and part of her life. And I hope you continue to come back to the drill team this year. You have an open invitation and bring some other members along with you. Thank you very much. And I can't say enough for the youth of Macon County. I enjoy working with them. And thank you, ma'am, for recognizing us in this capacity, as well as the councilman, Mr. Maxwell, Salee, Mayor, all other people who've given us recognition for our noteworthy accomplishment this year, drill team, color guard, and academic team. Thank you all very much, especially the young lady. Appreciate you orchestrating this event for us. Thank you.
It's my honor to present the BABI Village Award to you. sit down now. Is Mr. Jamel Newton here tonight? He was one of the recipients, so he's not here, so we're going to... TJ, is he here? I guess he's not here either, but he's also one of the recipients. He got a scholarship. He was also on the track team from BTW. He graduated this year with honors. And I would like for my husband to please come up here to give the next honoree the award, please.
Okay, first thing, I had a problem with when I found out that we have children that were also nominated, but we didn't nominate any of them. They were nominated. Our system of nomination was we went to the community and spoke to leaders everywhere and asked them to nominate youth from one place to another. And we actually ended up with 3 children that were nominated also. I also still told my wife that we shouldn't let them be nominated. Only because I didn't want it to seem biased, but I'm extremely proud of them. I can't even act like I'm not. And so this is our oldest daughter that's here now, Wasila. She's an exceptional young lady, period. She takes care of our home. She's just an amazing young lady, and I'm honored to be able to give her this one. Take it from here. I don't do real well with the boss.
Congratulations. Would you like to say something? No?
What's up?
This is extremely fitting because it's time for Judge Tiffany Cole to come in and present. She is one of those people that I look up to. She's gorgeous, she's fabulous. It was funny, she's also my Facebook cadre, and so she put a post on, and I said she's very vocal. So she's like, what do you mean vocal? I said, yes, vocal in everything positive, everything we need. And so it's such an honor for her to be here. She's always encouraging. I didn't know that she saw the things I was doing until I asked her for a letter of recommendation, and it amazed me. She was like, wow, she sees it, and she's like, so she is my inspiration in Macon County. So I'm so proud to know that you're here, so thank you.
Thank you. She didn't have to say all of that. Before I take great pleasure in introducing the young lady who I am giving the award to, I just want to say to the young people that are here, hats off to you. With so many things going on in the world, the mere fact that you all are doing positive things and letting your light shine in a time when it is cool to do all the things wrong, you all should be commended for that. And the only other thing that I want to say is to the grown folks in here, to the elected officials in here, we need to recognize that we don't have a problem with our kids. We have a problem with grown folk. And I say that because it is the grown folks that are allowing things to happen. It is parents showing out in public places in front of their kids. It is, all of those examples that we're setting. It is when you're in the grocery store and you see a child doing something that he's not supposed to do and you walk by and don't say anything. you are a part of the problem. And so we need to stop putting the outcomes on our kids for actions that we're taking. My father says all the time that he is a firm believer that when we desegregated our communities, we lost our communities. And that as adults, the more we tried to give our kids and the less we required from them, that we created all of the issues that we're seeing today. And so, as grown folks, we've got to take responsibility for that, and we've got to begin to change our mindset and the mindset of our kids. With that said, I'm going to do what I was asked to do, and it brings me great pleasure and joy to present the award to this young lady. I had the pleasure of meeting her. It seems like I've known her all her life, but it's probably only been maybe 9 or 10 years or so, but time gets away. But I met her through the sorority and one of our youth initiatives, and from the very first interaction with her, whatever you ask her to do, she does it times 10. She does it with a happy heart, with a great spirit. You can give her direction and you can make sure that it's gonna get done. She served as Miss Notasulga, which was really a surprise to me because when I first met her, she was really kind of shy and you had to kind of pull her out. So to see her come out of her shell was amazing. I will also say this about her. She served as the presidential gem for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for our Centennial from Tuskegee. So she traveled to Centennial, participated in the Presidential Gems program, and she is one of the only few participants who actually carried out their social justice program at Notasulga High School. She's phenomenal. She is currently a student at Tuskegee University. She's majoring in public health nutrition. And without further ado, I present to you Kira Nettles. As the others, and I just want to say I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'd like to now ask Jackie Carlisle from Tuskegee News to come up, please.
She is one of my heroes in Tuskegee. Everywhere you go, you see her. And sometimes if you don't see your stuff in the paper, you're like, why did she put it in there? But it's a pleasure to have her, because I told her that the work that she's doing is inspirational for the community, and it was important that the youth heard her voice. So it's an absolute honor to have you here, and you look very beautiful.
It is interesting because so many people here, I feel that I have been a part of their lives. Some of the ones that are being honored today, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child. My mother kept children for over 30 years, close to 32 years. And some of the same children who are being honored, young people, please forgive me, some of the young people who are being honored today went through my mother's daycare center, which means not only did mommy take care of them, but I had an opportunity to serve and work with them as well. So I am just honored to be here tonight and to just see so many of the people that I've watched grow up and be successful. And just congratulations to you all.
I'd like to invite Dr. Mujib Shakur to come up, please.
Our next recipient was by Dr. Raymond Shangan, and he wasn't able to. And so she's going to be doing her thing that she does. She's also one of my heroes here, and I've looked up to her from the moment I came. Actually, I met her through one of her programs that she had at the Housing Authority. And it was amazing. It was one of those days that I knew that we were going to have a meeting. So I was in Auburn in Publix, so I got carnations for everybody so that when I came into the room that everyone would be able to get a flower. And it was crazy. The next time she saw me, she's like, wow, this was amazing. So lots of people know me as a lady who gives flowers. And so it's such an honor to have you here tonight.
Thank you so much, Tia. It's an honor to be here to stand in solidarity with Tia for this great work that she's doing. And the program that she mentioned was actually the Emotional Emancipation Group, which both Lloyd and my other brother friend back there, Palmer, right, were involved with that. But anyway, I am really excited to introduce a very, very exceptional, a very, very special young woman who has really blazed a trail in so many ways. There's so much that I could say about her that I decided to just write a few things down so that I wouldn't stay up here too long. But Candice Clark is from Chicago, Illinois, and she is a recent graduate, last month, 2017, from the College of Agriculture, Environmental, and Nutritional Sciences here at Tuskegee University. I think we met maybe 2.5 years ago, and when I met her, she was on fire. She's still on fire, but I've seen like a tremendous amount of settling down. I met her through the work of the Black Belt Deliberative Dialogue Group, and Candice would come into the meetings, and she might stay 10 or 15 minutes because she was off to 3 or 4 other meetings. And sort of she reminded me of how maybe a politician might do when they are making their rounds. And they want to be supportive, and that's what she did. So she would come in, like I said, and she would come in with so much excitement and with so many ideas. And then I think over the next year that she continued her active involvement with the group, she followed in the footsteps of Brookmore White, who was the first president of Black Belt Deliberative Dialogue Group. Lindsay Lunsford was one of the founding members of the organization, and Jaslyn Fuller, all very dynamic women. So Candice has served as the president of the organization, or a co-chair, I should say, because there were like 2 other co-chairs that worked with her. But she served for the past year in that capacity. And she was also the initiator of the 8-block project, which was a great fit for Black Belt because Black Belt had always sought to create a stronger relationship between the campus and the community. And I must say that I think that Candice and some of the other students that were active in the organization really made that happen. With that 8-block project, they were able to organize students from the university to go to all corners of the city to participate in community service, what we call civic engagement. Candice is going to be leaving soon at the end of the summer to continue her education. She will be going to American University, and she'll be pursuing a dual degree in resource management or sustainability. Natural resource management. Sustainability. And she's one of the people that we hope that we can retain, that she will come back. Right. Lindsay has made Tuskegee her home. Jaslyn Fuller is interested in making Tuskegee her home, and we hope that Candice will do the same. So Candice, come on up. I'm so proud of Candice. Wish you well. Go forward and make us all proud. Yeah. Where's Tia?
Well, hey everybody, Craig from Candice. I know, turn it this way, right? No, but I've met so many different people in this room. Picture now? We're gonna do it now? Okay. Okay. You got to tell me. All right. No, but I've met so many people in this room in so many different capacities, and it's true about this constant quote we keep throwing around about this village, and I'm living proof of that. If it was not for Black Belt and popping in and out in those first little 15 minutes, I don't know where I would really be, because doing that caused me to find out my passions in life. And I will, in fact, be back for my PhD in 2 years. So we got to make that happen. I don't know how to pay for it, but we're going to make it happen. And I appreciate everything that everyone in this room has done in every capacity that you have helped me or had something to do with anything I ever did with all the millions of things that I do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I was here and I'm like, okay, dessert has to be, so the dessert is coming. If it's not at your table yet, it'll be there shortly. I'm gonna have to call my husband again for this award.
Again, under the bus I am, but I don't mind this one. This young lady, I've known her since she was a very, very, very little one. We really are like family. Her mother and her father are very close to me. She's an amazing athlete. I've been watching you. I think she didn't make it. She didn't go into the Olympics just because she had other things she needed to be doing, but I think she was going to kill her. You coming for the next one, right? She's going to be watching. But like I said, an amazing athlete, but she's the type of person, ever since she was a little girl, anything she applies herself to, she does great, anything. And so it's not surprising. And so, again, just happy to give this award for Aisha Stiegler, excuse me, baby. Her mother was supposed to give this one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this award. I can just tell a little quick story about myself. I'm originally from Tuskegee. My parents met at Tuskegee University. My dad's from Ohio. My mom is from Warner Robins, Georgia. I went to every school in Macon County I can think of. Washington Public before it closed, Tuskegee Public, Lewis Adams when Miss May Doris was the principal. Miss Gandy was my kindergarten teacher. St. Joseph, I went to St. Joseph also. I even went to Notasulga. I remember when we went to Notasulga together, but I left. I left when I was young. I actually moved. The reason why I went to all those schools is because I had to move from school to school because of bullying. Yes, I used to get bullied when I was younger. And I remember when I was younger, as he mentioned, basketball, sports of any kind, but I wasn't introduced to other sports until middle school when I moved to Georgia. Basketball was my outlet. I don't know, or maybe you do know, Mr. Minifield. He was my first basketball coach. This was back when it wasn't enough girls that signed up to play basketball, so I was like one of the only girls on the guys' basketball team, but it was great. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. My dream was always to go to the WNBA, go to Tennessee, Pat Summit, why not? You know, it's basketball. That's the best school at the time. I thought I wanted to be like Candice Clark, not knowing I was gonna be this all. But you know, I had to switch people. I decided to choose Ivory Lotta. A lot of people don't know her. I don't know why people don't know Ivory Lotta. The coldest thing out there on the court. But yes, basketball was my outlet. I used it, my dream. I was like, that's my dream, play basketball. And then I moved to Georgia, and basketball didn't love me back, but track did. And so I got a full ride to Georgia Southern University. Thank you. I got my degree in exercise science from there. I graduated a year early. I was a nerd in college. Graduated 3.9, and I was just like, I gotta go. I didn't love track. Track loved me back. I'm thankful God blessed me with these talents, but I was just like, it's not fair that I'm so good at track, and there's a girl who's working as hard as me who loves it, I'm beating. I was like, this is not fair. I was like, this is not fair, so I was like, I'm gonna graduate early, and I'm gonna go play basketball. I don't know where, I don't care where. I remember somebody was telling me when I was in 12th grade, they was like, oh, you got all these offers for basketball, all these offers for track, which one are you gonna choose? And then I remember my friend was like, you need to go D1, you know, you're smart. I said, I'd rather go D2 doing something I love than going D1 doing something I barely like. And still chose Georgia Southern. When I was younger, Coach Roby was the basketball coach. Every year I would still come back to her camps. I think she stopped it around when I was maybe a little bit in high school, but I used to always come back. I still come back. My senior year, I came to Ag Discovery with Dr. B. I always come back to Tuskegee, never missed the homecoming. And this year, homecoming is actually on my birthday. November 4th is on my birthday. Been back every year, so it's about to be my 23rd year, Tuskegee, when I turned 23. So I came to Tuskegee one day, it was my spring break. Never took spring break because of track, but then my senior year, or my 3rd year of college, I was like, I'm coming to Tuskegee. I was like, let me go talk to Coach Roby. Come back. Coach Roby not the coach no more. It was Coach Askew, then it moved to Coach Quason, my current coach. And I went in there and she's like, I'm telling you, she's like 7'2". So I'm looking up at her, I was like, she doesn't want me. I didn't play basketball in college, no experience. I had to show her my highlight tape from high school. Just hoping, it was like, I'm just gonna give her this. Hopefully I'm gonna try out, like I'm just nervous. So the first thing we do is academics first. And my mom, we go. I'm majoring in food and nutritional science. Hopefully I graduate next May. And that's why I was just like, I seen the vegan plate. I was like, they love me. I'm a vegan. I was just like, oh my God, I got chicken. And I asked the young lady, do they have a vegan plate? She's like, yes. I was like, thank you. And I was looking at Candice and Juanita eating their chicken. I was like, come on, please, I need this vegan plate. Because I feel the best, because I want to be a holistic doctor one day. Hopefully I will be blessed with the opportunity to go to Auburn's new osteopathic school, and I want to be a holistic doctor because I feel like the best prescription is the food at the end of your fork, and it's not meat. So I went to go see Coach Quasey, and she made my dream come true. I told myself I was going to play basketball in college. I don't care where I went. And my dream, I'm living my dream now at Tuskegee, not knowing that I will come back and make an impact to this community that I grew up. I used to dread coming back to Tuskegee, only except like I knew I was gonna be back for homecoming. But I was like, oh my God, I gotta come back, relive it. Every time I come down, I always see the girl that bullied me. It's so weird. It's so weird. I remember this July 4th, I came back. I was doing an internship in Malaysia. I came back from Malaysia and I seen her and I was like, hey, do you remember me? You used to bully me. She's like, yeah, I remember you. I was like, okay. She was like, and so I just like went around to the rest of the party. I was just like, all right. I was like, look, I look better than her. I was like, come on, you got it.
Probably doing my awesome.
Right. I was like, come on. But no, we ended up laughing about all the stuff when we were younger. And I, forgave her. She apologized. It was a great experience, actually. But I just want to say, don't just tell people your dream. Show them. So this is for all the young people. Like, I never gave up on my dream. And I pursued it, and I'm happy, and I just hope I can continue to be a pillar for this community. Tell people my story, that I did come from a small town, but I'm bigger than my small town that I'm from. And I'm living my dream, and I feel like you can too.
Before this young lady walks away, I just wanted to highlight a memory that I had. I
I actually met her when she did first come back to Tuskegee, and she said, I just want to give back. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to give back. She told me she wanted to play basketball. I met her as a PTA member, and she came to Tuskegee Public, and she gave back her time. So not only did she come back and say she wanted to do something, but she gave back her time, and she was doing secretarial work for Tuskegee Public, and we want to say we appreciate you for that. So, okay, I'd like to ask, this is spur of the moment, Ms. Tamora to come up, please, and kind of talk to us about your experiences. I want to say thank you for coming, because I know she's been a little bit ill, but it's wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to see you here.
It was important because of bullying. When Asha mentioned bullying, that's a really serious problem that we have. And it's funny because we had some experiences, and I was just telling my husband that it's generational bullying. So when she mentioned it, we had you. The program, we're going to have to edit the program to be able to just make sure that we add all these different people, but she was one of the people that we wanted to have to speak about bullying. So it's really good that you mentioned. Do you want to just stay here, or do you want to come on?
Wow. I want to thank you all. We have a problem with bullying. There was a time when I was growing up, some of the teachers would pick on me, and the students, some of the students then would pick on me, and I don't understand why I'm different from them. So I went home and I cried. At that time, they didn't understand what was going on. So I grew up affectionately as an adult. I teach K through 12. I'm hard of hearing. I'm deaf. I sign. Thank God. My teachers have been wonderful. They've taught me sign, how to communicate. It's opened up so many doors for me. As a part-time teacher, I teach students. I work with the students that are the victims of bullying, and I work with the person that is doing the bullying. So I work with both parties. It's not easy, but I do it. I have to tell the children that it's not right. Some of the children they hide behind me because they're afraid to face the world. I tell them that they have to face the world. They can't hide anymore. They have to face the world. So that's my job as a son to teach, to try to change the world one child at a time. And I want to thank you for this program that she asked me to talk about. I have so many different passions. People that work with me. I have ballet dance. I have gymnastics. I have the people that work with me. I work with the second attendant to Miss TU, Miss Jasmine Roberts. She graduated this year with a degree in business. She says to me, she sent me a positive influence. She said to me, I remember I got up this morning, something said, open your mailbox, and I wasn't paying attention. I opened it, and she says, go for your dream. She says, not go for your dream, but go confidently to your dreams. Live your life, no matter what. Life is not easy, but God is good. It's programs like this that help young people to believe, to achieve. Right now, I'm a writer. I have 44 poems. My parents have taught me, my dad has always encouraged me, my mom, my brother, all of my family, everybody, my teachers. Some of the teachers, not all the teachers picked on me, but some. that were there for me. They understood what I was going through. They taught me to sign. So right now I have my sign language ministry. I teach sign wherever I go. I do teach at church. So I'm always signing because God gave me that gift to use to change the world, to help change the world. Also, I want to say that I can remember I was in the store one day. I wasn't really paying attention, but the guy behind me at the store, he says, "Don't worry, she can't hear you." He made the decision what I can and can't hear. So that person that said that, he died. He passed away last year. So my message to the young people: don't let people say you can't do anything. You can. I want to thank my biggest supporter, Mr. Louis Maxwell. She was the former Miss George Washington Carver Festival Queen before me. So she's always been there. I mean, every time I write, I would give to her. She never complained. She just did it. How many people do you know that does that? So my writing, it stays in the newspaper, it stays in my church bulletin, it stays everywhere I go. I write. So I just want to thank you for this program. Thank you for my classmate. That's my classmate, Catherine Knight.
DJ Booty Rush.
So I want to thank you all. All of you have made a difference in a child's life. You don't have to be a teacher. You can be anyone. You can be a janitor. There's a woman that was a janitor at Booker Washington High School. She died. Her funeral was this morning. Her name was Dora Howard. She died. But she was not a janitor. She was my friend. I can remember the first day of school. I came and I was scared. It was my first year teaching. She said, you can do this. You can do this. And I was like, what? She said, you can do this. So from then on, I believed her. I got through that first year, and I said, wow, God is good. So she died. So I'm going to write a tribute to her family. After the funeral today, in about a week, I'm going to give it to them in her memory. But she changed my life forever. She was a janitor. But people look down on people that janitors or other people that are not rich. Or if you're not a CEO, you're not important. Or if you're not a lawyer, you're not important. That's not true. You're important no matter what. You're a person. God created all of you for His purpose, for His kingdom and His glory. And that's why I wanted her. She asked me to speak. I was surprised. So I'm thankful for this program. Continue to go strong. Support programs like this. I didn't even know this was my second year. I didn't even know about this program. I didn't know. So tell the world about this program. If you get a chance, go on WSFA. They've never talked about this program on WSFA. They have not. So I'm trying to talk to them tell them about this program. That means you know that something is happening here in Macon County. No one knows. It's either Auburn or somewhere or other part of the world. It's never Tuskegee. And so that's a sad, but if we work together, we can change that. Nothing is impossible with God. So thank you.
I met during PTA stuff, so I wanted to say thank you for that as well.
It was really amazing because she goes through so many different, I've known her as a very happy person from the moment I've been here in Tuskegee. And lately, I was seeing her every day at the library, and she was very reserved. So I sent her a long text on Facebook, and I was like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Because I'm not really sure. What have I done? Have I done anything to... And then that's when she said that she's been bullied, and it's really close people to her and people that she thought were her friends weren't her friends. And so I said, I really need for you to speak and express what you're saying. So when Asha mentioned bullying, this was one of the main reasons why I wanted to make sure that she expressed and said what she wanted. But, and this is the thing, this is why there's so many exceptional things happening in Macon County, like extremely exceptional. And it was really funny because I lived in Lochapoka when I first came to Alabama, and I was hearing all these negative things about Tuskegee. And it was really crazy because I was like, okay, should I have my children in Tuskegee? I don't know if I should. And then I went to the school, and it was Mr. Asbury. And I met him. And he was like fabulous, like this little dude, but powerhouse, just really, just amazing. And he opened my heart and my soul. And then we have Miss Williams now in his place, who's doing such an exceptional job. Like she just took the torch and just keep going and going. And so this is the reason why it's given me this drive to be able to cater to each and every one of you. And that's what we want to do, and we're here, and we reach out to every single one of the people in the community. But what I'm learning is that only in God's time, everything happens when it's supposed to, which is very difficult for me to accept, but I'm just learning that. Okay, is Mr. Jamel? Where is he? Okay, please, okay, we didn't see you. This is Miss Janet Sullen was the one that nominated him. I'm so excited that you're here. So like we said, every single one of the recipients, we made sure we reached out to the community, and he was one of the top names on the list from Ms. Jen Sullivan. So it's a real honor. Can you please say some words for us?
Well, I just want to say thank you for this award. And there's a lot of time when, you know, some people, especially most young people today, you know how like mostly into this technology stuff, but it's very good to, you know, get out in the community and like serve your community and help you, because the more that you do for your community, like I really want Tuskegee. I know we're on the map, but I want it to be like where people come and they say, "Wow, I really enjoyed Tuskegee. You should go to Tuskegee."
That's right.
I want our community to get like in that view of the people's eyes. So, yeah, I'm trying to wrap this up. But like I was saying, yeah, it's really nice to serve in the community, and the more that you serve and help your community, the more that they can grow and develop. Thank you.
Would Ms. Adjanice Bird come up, please? Beard? I'm sorry.
She was honored by Miss Karen Hopkins. I had the pleasure of meeting her at one of the bioethics classes. And when Miss Hopkins And I asked her, I said, can you please come? She said, no, I'm in the background now. So she's doing all the background work. So she did not want to come because she's trying to do a lot of different things. So it really is my honor because I got to, with Miss Roberta, we were at the class and it was such an incredible class. And I'm going to make sure that you say something in reference to her as well because she was very quiet, but when she spoke, it was so powerful. And that was like amazing for me because I always speak all the time. So, that was amazing to me. It was really wonderful, just very powerful things. And then I had the honor of meeting her mother. And it just made sense. Her mother, she spoke about community service and the amount of service that the family has been doing. And her mom was a single mom, and she chose to be a single mom to make sure that her children got the best of everything, and she's done such an exceptional job. And in that process, she's also military, so we thank your mother for the service that she's done for our country. And I just wanted to just let you know I'm so proud of you. It's been a real honor. And please say something for us.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing that well today, so I apologize, but I just want to say thank you, Ms. Tia. I had no idea that I was going to be here talking. I thought it was more so of the kids being recognized than us. So, but I just want to say that the class that I took with Ms. Crenshaw changed my life. It just inspired me to put us on the map as in Tuskegee, in other small towns. I had the opportunity to work with Talladega Daily Home newspaper where I'm just basically being able to take the spotlight off of myself and put it on everybody else, and I'm loving it, and I cannot wait to share this story with Echo Boom and to keep promoting positivity because our kids are going to do amazing things. And I just feel like I'm so honored to be here and blessed. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. Thank you so much.
This is the time for DJ Rush to present. I saw a video of this young man performing at Tuskegee Public. And I came to Umar and I was like, Umar, that's the face of BABI Drug Prevention Coalition. He's the one to make it happen. And so we met him, I met him with Wasila at the Kellogg Center, and we spoke for an hour, and the most incredible thing was like, he told me he went away. So I was like, wow, so where's away? He's like, he went to Auburn. And I was like, and so for me, who traveled continents as Away, it was amazing to me that Away was another county. So it was really amazing. So, and he told me about his story and just who he is and his family. And I literally just fell in love with his passion and his dedication. And I feel like I'm a big sister and a big mom to you. I tell you, like, I inbox you and tell you should not be posting these things on Facebook. But we're really, and the moment you met Umar, every single thing that I thought would happen, again, patience. Because I will force something to happen that's not supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. But being patient has been my biggest test throughout these years. But it's amazing. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm looking forward to like exceptional things, and we are here for you. This is our community. And so, DJ Rush, DJ Booty Rush.
Good afternoon, everybody. I don't talk that much sometime on the mic, but sometime I will. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This is a beautiful, 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 beautiful event here. I just want y'all to just get on your feet, stand up, and give BABI a big, big round of applause. I want y'all. Y'all can do better than that. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I don't talk that much on the mic, but I will. I'm gonna leave this right here real short and sweet. I'd like to thank all the councilmen for coming out, the mayor. We got a lot of people in here tonight. We got judges in here. We got police officers in here. Oh, we got community leaders in here. I mean, we got everybody. Got the councilman in here, the commissioner. I mean, we got everybody in here. Newspaper. Oh man, DJ, radio station, and the TV station. Come on, man. Y'all, come on, give us a round of applause, man. Come on. We got everybody in here. Housing authorities in here. Everybody. All right. At this time, man, I won't talk too much though. You know, it's not about. I'm gonna use a little slang for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about how much money you have, it's not about how much stacks you got, and not how much racks you got. It's about how much you can give back. You know what I'm saying? How much you can give back. And it's serious out here. We need to do a lot of stuff for the young peoples out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here, we got all kind of degrees that we can brag on. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the degrees. You know what I'm saying? It's about how you can plant those seeds. You know what I'm saying? We got to plant those seeds in our community, people. We got to let it grow. You know, get your owl. Get your owl and you grow your owl. You know, back in the day when your folks would just give you a garden, you were responsible for that owl right there. You know, somebody in the weeds, in your owl, you got to get them out. So your brother got an owl over here, you got to get the weeds out of that owl. You know what I'm saying? So if your owl's straight, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. You know what I'm talking about? Just stay in your lane. You know what I'm talking about? Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But further than I do, I like to bring up my man, Cree in the building, man. I want to give him a big shout out. Jakari Janicki, man. Hey, I can't say enough about this young man right here. Hey, this young man right here, Cree, man. I do a lot of stuff back with the kids. I try to, you know what I'm saying? And this young man right here, Cree, I said, well, I'm going to the TPS today. He's like, what time? And probably about 30 more minutes from here. You know, because sometimes I get it late, sometimes I don't, you know. He said, well, come pick me up. That was time before he got a car now, so he good to go, you know what I'm saying? He said, come pick me up. So my son go with me as well. So we piled up the truck coming up, so I said, well, we got to go pick up Cree. We got to move some of this stuff over. You know what I'm talking about? So we get up there, he cried in there, we got stuff here, we got stuff there, but he still get in there to go to Tuskegee Public or wherever school we go to, Tim's, and they perform. You know, they got positive music, you know what I'm saying? They got positive music. And I was talking to him one day, I said, you know, Cree, man, you know, we got a radio station right now. He said, like, what? Man, quit playing, man. I said, we're on a radio station, man. You want to come up, man? He's like, yeah, come on. Came on up, man. First hip-hop artist on WBZ right here. Cree right here, y'all. The first hip-hop artist on WBZ. He did everything I told him. I said, get the drop in. You know what I'm talking about? So I can introduce the drop to people. So therefore, when I drop it all week, they gonna wonder who is Cree. You know what I'm saying? Who is Cree? You know what I'm saying? So I dropped it all week. So I said, when you come to the live, we got my man Cree got a new single out, blase. Played it, and they're like, man, who was that? They would call me, bring, who was that? Bring. You know what I'm saying? I said, that's my man Cree. I have him here live. So came in live, man. That's how I started. You know, so further ado, man, every time I ask him to do stuff, and we doing stuff for the kids, we start doing block parties coming up very soon in the community. We'll start doing block parties because that's what we grew up on. You know, not to say so much about that young man right there, guy. Oh man, he was a DJ back in the day now. I didn't know that. It was 50, what was it, 5 and 9, 50 cent thing, something like that. We used to try to sneak in that too. But we had to get in there with a guy because he had the Soul Train line. Right now to this day, Planet Rock is still the #1 song for our community. You can bet that. Planet Rock, you do something when Planet Rock come on, you know what I'm saying? We used to do Soul Train line, dancing contest and all that stuff right there. But I got it from him. You know what I'm saying? And some stuff you plant, you know, you don't know which way it'll grow, but you start maintaining, it's gonna grow right. Water it, get a little sunlight, keep the weeds out, it don't grow right. And then we gotta do with our kids and our community. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing too before we get right to the creek. But a lot of people now, adults and all. And when they see a situation happen with the young kids, or when you just come up to a guy and say, man, what's going on with you? I'm just using the same for me. He said, man, I'm just staying out them young guys' way. I said, no, you don't need to stay in there, get out their way. You need to get in their way. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of times they just want you to just tell them no. You know what I'm saying? No would change that whole perspective of what they get ready to do. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay out of the way, man. And then you just watch him just go, just shoot this guy, go over here and seal this and do that. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you're like, hey man, what you doing? Don't do that. Okay. And he going by the business. You never know how that right there can stop a kid from doing something he had no business doing. Sometimes you got to get in the way. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you got to get in the way. I don't want to talk y'all too much. You know, I don't talk that much on the mic, but sometime I will. Well, Creek, man, congratulations, man. I got one in January, so we got we twins now. You know what I'm talking about? We really broke it up. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but that's right there, prestige, man. I'm talking about, I keep a regular rag. Listen, what you do, you get one of rag, they don't have nothing on it, and you shine it with that right there. Don't use it for nothing else but that trophy, man. I'm telling you now. It's a certain type of rag. I'm gonna give you one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you one. Special, whoever got it order, I'm gonna give you one of those special type of rag to wipe it down with. You know what I'm talking about? But probably over with Creek, man. I'm gonna give you the mic, man. Have the flow, bro.
First of all, you know, what I do, I don't do it for recognition. I do it because I really come from a real place. You feel me? Like, I come from Tuskegee, and when I first came up through Tuskegee, I wasn't that person. I can tell y'all that for real. Like, I went through, like, I want to say like 15 different foster homes, in and out of jail, in and out of group homes, in and out of trouble in school. I actually got expelled at Tuskegee Public and Tim's. But to go back and talk to them and holler at them and let them know that, man, it's another route. It's a different route out there. You ain't gotta do what you see the next man doing. You ain't gotta do what you see everybody else doing, man. And I ain't gonna say I'm perfect because I still make mistakes to this day. But what I will say is, when they come to this and these kids, I ain't playing with them.
All right, man. Good Creek.
We had one of our recipients was Jocelyn, but she's not here today. So we're gonna have this. When I first came to Tuskegee and you heard agriculture, you heard Dr. Parrish. And so it's like if you come to Tuskegee and you want to do anything with children, everyone was gonna tell you you need to see. Everyone needs to say, you need to see. So if you want to do anything about agriculture in Tuskegee, you have to see Dr. Parrish. So Dr. Parrish, can you please come here, please?
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Tia. Thank you for the promotion. I'm not a doctor. I work for my living. I'm a product of this village. I grew up here in Tuskegee. This village raised me, of course, along with my parents. But I was asked to talk to the young folks a little bit about my chosen profession, which is agriculture. I'm in the wrong position. My granddad went to Morehouse College, majored in agriculture, graduated in 1919, played football in Morehouse, 3-time All-American. My dad, because of Dr. Carver, came to Tuskegee, majored in agriculture. My brother majored in agriculture. I said, I want nothing to do with agriculture. I'm going to Detroit to make automobiles, or I'm going to Hollywood and make movies. Well, I'm still in Alabama. I guess I got interested in agriculture because of my student activism that Guy mentioned a little earlier. I also have a mug shot similar to the one that Jennifer has when I was arrested under 7 Montgomery laws. And Guy didn't bring me that shot. He didn't know I was going to be here. But agriculture has been a wonderful experience and a wonderful life for me. And I want you young folks to consider careers that are related to agriculture. All agriculture is not farming. It's science, math, engineering, medicine, movie making, or whatever it is that you choose to do in your life. I also encourage all of you young folks and some of you older folks as well, buy you some land. Land is the basis for all economic development in the world. If you look at any economic development anywhere in the world, the basis is in land and maybe water. No matter what you want to do, if you're a doctor, the medicine that you prescribe comes from the land. Anything that you eat, of course, comes from the land. I have something here from my land that I'd like to share with you. I farm. And I brought some examples of some of the things that I raised in my farm. Those are some of my tomatoes, some of my corn, some of my potatoes, and some of my pepper. It is one of the most rewarding experiences you can have to eat a meal that came from your land. Let me go back to land on the hill. Our foreparents owned 19 million acres of land in the United States.
That's right.
That was right after slavery, y'all. They had sense enough to buy some land. My generation didn't have sense enough to keep it. We got rid of it. We lost down to 2 million acres of land. The organization that I work for say that there was a report that came out that says by the year 2000, there will be no black land ownership in the United States. All the farmers will be gone, all the land will be gone. And we will have them back in slavery, which is what they wanted us. We went to work trying to figure out how to save that land. We were able to save, right now, we're going back up to right about 5 million acres of land. We will never get back to that 18 million, which is what we once owned. Now, land gives you a sense of security, a sense of ownership, a sense of belonging. It makes you somebody. It is wealth that you can build. There was a saying once that a landless people is a hopeless people. Oppressed people will never be free in the land of the oppressors. So that means that we will never be free in this country unless we own some land. Now my granddad, my dad, granddad on both sides own some land. That's okay. One granddad said, son, don't ever start arguing, don't ever get in trouble, and don't ever sell your land. It ain't made for selling, it's made for buying. We still own granddad's land, and it ain't for sale at no price. Now, what about the next? Am I supposed to introduce Liz? Liz Lunsford is not here. Liz I met when she was a junior, I believe, at the university in Alabama, Tuskegee University. Did I fail to mention that I'm a graduate of that esteemed university? I needed some students to talk to some students to come into Pennsylvania. Leslie was one of those that got selected. And she started talking to those students, and every year she does the same. We got to talking about farming. And she said she wanted to start a community garden. And I said, well, Leslie, I just happen to have a piece of land over on Rotier Street that you have. As long as you keep it clean, the neighbors don't bother me by coming up, cleaning it up, Mr. Mayor. So she did that, and out of that, Tulip was Tulip? Part of that, I don't know which came first, the idea of the program. But anyway, Tulip is the organization that Lansing helped begin, got started, and does a community garden over on Gautier Street twice a year. She just received a master's degree from a university in Colorado and is applying for the PhD program here at Tuskegee University. Hopefully she'll get in because I wrote her a very nice letter of recommendation. Some of my friends on campus. Keep our fingers crossed about that. She hadn't heard from her, has she? Okay. But anyway, this is presented to Lindsay Lunsford for dedicated community service, June 17, 2017. Where's the top? One more quick thing. Young folks will see me when this is over. I will tell you how to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. Nobody told me, but I'll tell you.
This next awardee is not with us today, but at the January BABI Awards.
No, let me make a correction. Today I'm Robert Parrish. Most of the time I'm George Parrish. But and no H, one R and no H, just like the big city in France.
Gotcha. So this next award goes to a gentleman by the name of Mestre Fran. He actually came down from Brazil. He started a group in Atlanta, Georgia, and they performed capoeira. They performed at the BABI Awards in January, along with my children who are all here. So I'd like to ask them to come up to accept the award on his behalf. So, and Mestre Fran also has taught many people. Mestre Fran has taught many people how to dance in the capoeira. It's a martial art, but it looks like dance and it's to music. People sing, people look like they're dancing, but it is actually a fight. And do you want to say anything?
Did not know I was speaking today. Okay, but Mestre Fran, because I've met him a few times, and I'm telling him to meet him. But he is an amazing person. He dedicates everything to capoeira, and by doing that, he dedicates everything to the children. He goes so far to do everything he can to teach us not only about capoeira, but about life. And I really think that he deserves this a lot, because he is a good person. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. You couldn't be with us today. They're actually preparing for a tournament in Brazil. So they're going to go down in just a few weeks to Brazil and represent Capoeira, Alabama, and Georgia.
Well, we have presented every single recipient. We've made sure that we got every single individual to share their, and we had Mr. Robert Parrish with us, and and in January I had instead of Alla Whitehead, I had Miss Ella Whitehead. So there's going to be one mistake. So it's an honor to be the mistake this time. This would not be possible. We made sure we were only 15 minutes late this year, this event, so that was a really big honor for us. My husband cooked all the food along with my husband. So we had the regular meal by my hubby and the vegan meal by her hubby. And so, again, this would not have been possible. Councilman Chris Lee assisted us in the process. Ms. Ella Whitehead contributed to the process. My sidekick here contributed to the process. And would you come up and say something? Please.
Again, not much on speaking. I definitely want to thank this brother right here. He's definitely taking good care of us. Look around. He's taking good care of us consistently. We're here. I've lived in Tuskegee for almost 20 years and just always sat and watched things and didn't like the way that things were going. And because I'm technically an outsider, never made any moves. My wife, on the other hand, is a busybody, and so she's everywhere doing everything. And so I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here, and hopefully we can change just by our efforts.
Along with, we've been here since 8 o'clock in the morning, and Officer McLean, will you come up and say something to the community?
Got you. But he came this morning. He was the one who put the tables and the chairs where they were. So I was it's only in Tuskegee do you get this type of treatment. This is really a village. When the law officers are helping you, and we have exceptional people here. So I just wanted to say thank you very much.
Wow. I really wasn't expecting this, but I'm glad to be able to offer my assistance. Like he just said, I'm not a native of Tuskegee. I've been here 10 years as a police officer. And when I came here, I knew the proud Black history of Tuskegee, and I didn't know so much as the criminal history, but I'm proud to serve as a police officer, and I'm determined to stay here to serve as a police officer as long as I can. And like I say, it takes a village to raise a child, and we have to continue to stay on our kids and continue to teach them how to make Tuskegee a proud place to be. And I'm proud to do my part in that. Thank you.
Kalima Abdullah, she's not going to come up, so I'm not going to ask her. But she's the one who helped me with the decoration, and she's been here with me since from 12 to 5 o'clock today. So thank you very much. And Commissioner Maxwell, the chicken you ate is from him, and the commission. Thank you very much. Along with Piggly Wiggly and Family Foods. So this is really a community, and I read and I listen, and when you have a mission and a vision, I will make sure that that mission and the vision is being done, and I'll be part of your mission and your vision. So that is my promise to Tuskegee. And so, again, we did really good because it's only 8:45, and so this time we were on time and we got it together, so I'm really, really honored. And again, my family, my daughters and my stepsons have had to deal with the minor hoarder in me, trying to get everything together. And just, I want to thank you. Will you guys please come up? The family, I see you. Mariam. And the master of the house, can you please come up? Can you guys tell me this way more this way to embrace the baby village?